And then you were off to the ropes, right? Like revenue started growing, I think, rather quickly. And I think Sequoia came on board a few months later.
Yeah.
And you were on to a tremendous journey. But then obviously something happened in early 2020, which had an effect on the travel space. COVID obviously affected your business more than most. Perhaps talk a little bit about how you dealt with.
Yeah.
Because I think most founders hit this wall in one way or another. And obviously this one was very unpredictable.
Yeah.
So I remember those times were tough.
They were incredibly hard. When somebody asks, how old is Airalo, I don't say 6 years, I say 4 years because I don't count COVID years.
Yeah.
Because it almost just nothing existed in there. There was no revenue to business stock. So the thing about this is, and I have a little anecdote there. So we just raised the money from Sequoia, and we started spending it. And this was in 2019. And my idea of a Series A round was basically somewhere in 2020, June, July. That was my goal. So I was saying, okay, we have enough runway and I can start raising in 2020, July, 2020, August. That was the initial plan. But me being me, I think I made the mistake of spending on marketing in the wrong way. As in, people didn't know what eSIMs were, but instead of educating them, we were just trying to show what Airalo is. But again, because people didn't know what eSIMs were, constantly marketing Airalo wasn't working. We didn't see it back then. But one big mistake we did was we spent on marketing more than we should have. And one big mistake I did personally was, spending $10,000 on marketing, it's not working enough, probably I'm not spending enough. And then I will increase the trains, I will increase the third. Without solving the fundamental issue, we just thought marketing will help it. And these were very rookie mistakes, I would say, in our first year. So what happened was, the Sequoia money that we had, the $1.5 million, depleted way before I thought it would. So by the end of 2019, I realized, we're going to go wake up. We don't have enough money and we need to start raising now. So we started raising way earlier than I was anticipating because I did a lot of stupid spendings in the beginning, which led us to mid-work time earlier than I expected, which basically meant that I started fundraising right before COVID. So the funny thing is, if I had enough money, I would be waiting until June, July.
Yeah.
Because I didn't have enough money, we had to raise that before COVID, and the conversations with Rakuten started. And when COVID started coming in, this was 2020, March, April, we closed our $5 million Series A. I think this helped us tremendously to go through COVID because our war chest was full compared to anyone who were even thinking about starting a recent business. We were even people couldn't even consider going into a travel-related business.
Yeah.
On the other hand, as the first mover, we just have $5 million to go through COVID. I think that helped us a lot, to go through these times. But again, the something I learned, I guess, from that experience was, it's true that everything happens for a reason. I experienced it firsthand. You will think that spending, in a sense, wrong and losing more money than you anticipated earlier than your anticipated runway would lead to a disaster, which actually didn't for us. It led to us going to a fundraising earlier. We didn't know COVID was coming. And the timing, again, just were perfect for us. So that's how we went through COVID, which was really a tough time, by the way.
Yeah, that's an incredible story. And then going out of COVID, that you really started seeing the rapid growth, right? Yeah, tell us a little bit about those.
Yeah, we used COVID. In Sufi philosophy, there's this concept which is called the cave mount. Basically, scholars back in the day, they will go into a cave for 40 days and they will just have a little bit drink, little bit water, and they will just think. They will be by themselves for 40 days alone in a cave, but when they get out of the cave, the idea was they come out with amazing ideas, they come out renewed, they come out reborn, And that's how I always saw our COVID times. The 3 year, I think it was our K moment. It helped us go into kind of our K, close ourselves down, and think about the features that are missing. Think about negotiating better rates with our telcos. Think about doing things that we would otherwise maybe have to rush. But this time we kind of had enough time to actually make a product that we were more happy with. So that was our K moment. That darkness, in a sense, became our period of, making ourselves better. So when we got out of the cave, we got out reborn, and we got out with a really good product, with really good race, with really good connectivity. And when borders started opening by the end of 2022, the product market fit we knew was already there. It's just that we didn't have enough time to see it, because right after 3 months we built Airalo, COVID came. So we have actually seen, yes, the product market fit is there when borders started opening and what they call the revenge travel came. Yeah, we've seen an incredible growth. I was not expecting it. I think nobody was expecting it. We started seeing literally millions of people signing up every month and using Airalo. The word of mouth was incredible.
I remember
our checks were so little.
I remember Vitalik Buterin, the founder of Ethereum, he had a list of the top 10 things he couldn't live without, and Airalo is on it. And I think that's the power of
Those moments happened a lot. And people were using Airalo, they were going with their WhatsApp groups, and they were telling their friends. I had a CEO send me an email. She said, I'm CEO of a 450 people company. I used Airalo overseas. I went back and I told that my company, everyone, this is our new official connectivity platform. No more roaming. So the word of mouth was incredibly powerful. I feel very blessed in that way that we didn't need to spend as stupidly as I did back in the day, spending all money on Facebook and Google Ads and thinking that it's going to bring us revenue. What I realized was when the product just works, the rest just follows. Actually, this is something back in the day. Someone from Sequoia told me the sign of a unicorn, and I was always seeing like the unicorn maybe is a vague term, but the idea that a company will be successful is that you look at their reviews in App Store, Play Store, and everywhere, and if you see consistently this statement which just says this just works. It just works. It just works. This bit, I was very surprised, because once I heard him say that, I started looking at our reviews, and there were so many times people said, it just works, it just works. I think so. That's a big sign for us that we were on the right path, I will say. And yet there was just an incredible product market fit, incredible virality. People were just telling their friends. And a couple of weeks ago, we passed 20 million customers using Airalo.
incredible. 20 million.